Now, your Storm Team 7 forecast first.
Good morning. Happy Saturday morning. It's 7 o'clock and we are tracking the snow word. As you can see to the west of us, already seeing some light snow develop along this low pressure system. This is our moisture source right here. And as that continues to head east, that can bring some snow. Your hour by hour is showing. That's by about 8 o'clock still to the west of us. That's by 10 o'clock. And by 10, 11 o'clock, we're starting to see that light snow work in western North Carolina, Clemson, and then Greenville County, Spartanburg County starting to work its way in as far south as Anderson, and that will continue through by 3 o'clock. Things are tapering off, and then we'll start to see things completely out of here. So it's a pretty quick little system that's moving through, and it can bring some light accumulations. Our snowfall potential 1 to 2 inches in the mountains. Higher elevations can see higher snowfall amounts, and then about a trace where we're looking at Oconee County. Also Spartanburg and Greenville County and Pickens County can see some of those lighter accumulations with this. So further south you get, the less chance, but again, don't be surprised if you see some snow mixed in with that rain today. We'll talk more about what you can expect as far as the rest of your week, and we'll continue to track this for you all coming up. 7 News Daybreak starts now.
Now on 7, breaking news about the coronavirus taking the life of a U.S. citizen in the place where the outbreak started. Plus, a closer look at the path of destruction left behind by the tornado that's hit the upstate this week. And President Trump was back in the Carolinas on Friday. Hear what he had to say about those who tried to remove him from office.
Now, live and local for Carolina's family. This is 7 News Daybreak.
7:02, take a breath. It's Saturday morning. I'm Christine Scarpelli in for Kimberly Brown today.
And I'm Jackie Brown. Thanks for joining us for 7 News Daybreak. And what a crazy weather week it's been. I think that's been the talk all over social media.
You mentioned it. We started out in 70-degrry weather. We were in t-shirts on Monday.
Flip-flops, got my toes done.
You did. That seems a little premature, but okay. No, I'm kidding, because we're talking about snow today.
Now we're talking about snow.
Unbelievable.
A little premature indeed. Just for that day, though. Just for that day. Because now we're seeing temps in the 30s, barely going to get out of the 30s today. Highs near about 40 in the upstate. And again, as we were talking about earlier, you mentioned it. Luckily, this isn't going to be like days after day. But today, especially in our northern upstate counties in western North Carolina, we can see some light accumulations.
Yeah, for us, we're right on the border, so we will continue to monitor that.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. All right, we do begin with some breaking news, though. This out of Spartanburg County. Highway Patrol tells us 2 people are dead after a crash. This happened last night around 10 on South Carolina Highway 295, also known as Southport Road. We're told a car crossed the center line, hitting the other. 1 passenger died at that scene. The other died at the hospital. Both drivers and 1 passenger were sent to Spartanburg Regional for treatment. There's no word right now on the victim's identity. 7:03, also breaking this morning, we're learning the first U.S. citizen has died from the coronavirus. The U.S. Embassy in Beijing says the patient was 60 years old, died at the hospital in the Chinese city of Wuhan. Since breaking out in December, the coronavirus has killed more than 700 people worldwide, most in China. At least 12 cases have been confirmed in the U.S. And we're continuing to follow the latest on the severe storms that left behind lots of damage in the upstate on Thursday. One of those storms turned out to be a tornado. It hit Spartanburg County. The National Weather Service says that was an EF1 tornado. Survey crews from the National Weather Service took a look at the damage yesterday along a 10-mile path of that tornado. They say it was on the ground for, listen to this, about 9 minutes with wind speeds of 110 miles per hour. So far, no major injuries have been reported in connection with this tornado. In Greenville County, many are also still feeling the fallout from Thursday's storm. 7 News reporter Ann Maxwell went to Riverview Circle, where some people still can't get to their houses because of flooding.
Zach Green is using a boat to get to his house on Riverview Circle. The The Saluda River is flowing through the neighborhood and right up to the doorsteps of some homes here.
I got about a foot of water in my house.
Green says some of his neighbors' houses were damaged a little bit, but his home was hit the worst, and the inside is going to have to be totally redone.
You tear it all, the insulation down below, and all that sheetrock gets wet, and the floors get wet. It's a mess.
He says his wife and another neighbor were evacuated by firefighters Thursday night as the water rose, but Green stayed to hold down the fort. You staying dry?
Well, if in bed, yeah. When you get up, you get a little wet.
Green says most of his neighbors moved to higher ground because by Friday, the water had risen even more.
And it's swift. My pontoon boat started to float away. I had to go tie it down. It's in the backyard.
To give you an idea of how deep this water is, take a look at this mailbox right there. You can just barely see the top of it.
The Saluda is also flooding nearby Riverview Drive, where kids are using their day off school to kayak between their neighbors' houses.
I've lived in this area pretty much all my life, and I've never seen this before like this, the river flow like this before.
But neighbors say none of the houses here were damaged. Green says this is the third time his house on Riverview Circle has flooded.
We've been here 20 years, so I guess we're not going anywhere. Although Florida's looking pretty good.
That was Ann Maxwell reporting. Everyone in that area, though, is okay. Green says he does have flood insurance, but he's expecting it to take about a year for his house to totally dry out. Well, in Lawrence County, deputies need your help finding a murder suspect they say is armed and dangerous. They say Hakeem Evans of Lawrence is wanted for the murder of Rasham Walker on Walker Avenue in Lawrence. This was on January 23rd. We're told he has tattoos of "We Live to Die" on his chest. The other says "Linda," this on his right arm. If you see Hakeem Evans, deputies say do not approach him. Call the Lawrence County Sheriff's Office. You can also call Crime Stoppers. That number is 68-CRIME. 7:07 happening now. The Greenville County Sheriff's Office needs your help finding a missing man. Deputies are looking for 80-year-old Charles Sumners. We're told he has dementia. Mr. Summers was last seen last night around 7 in the Piedmont area. He was driving a bronze 2004 Toyota Corolla. If you know where he is, you're asked to call 911 immediately. President Donald Trump visited Charlotte on Friday, just days after his impeachment trial ended with an acquittal. The president spoke at an urban development summit. It's part of what's called the North Carolina Opportunity Now Summit. His speech lasted for about an hour, weaving in and out of the economic topics and taking aim at his opponents and their efforts to remove him from office.
Put that on their resume. It was the impeachment hoax. And now that's a thing of the past. So now they have a failed impeachment hoax. They can put that on their resume.
On the stage with the president were a couple upstate congressmen, Representative Ralph Norman and Representative William Timmons. Both of them joined the president on Air Force One for the trip down to Charlotte. At 7:08, still to come on 7 News Daybreak, celebrating Black History Month in the upstate. We'll tell you more about a free program, and you can check it out as soon as today.